Across the United States, local communities are coming together to support our military family. Community forces help keep our nation strong, but there's more to it than that.
A community force is really a partnership. So whether we're talking about teachers, counselors, faith-based community members, or first responders, or any other individuals or organizations in our community, everyone has a role in caring for our service members, veterans, and their families.
This community force designed to ensure military total force family readiness.
We have brought together the people that care about the military and its families.
Every community's needs are different, which is why support starts in your neighborhood.
In Arizona, we have a specific set of guidelines for care for all individuals and organizations interacting with service members, veterans, and their families.
In North Dakota, many different organizations participate in our community force.
Multi-component family liaisons and community leaders gathered to pledge a joint effort in support of all Massachusetts service members, veterans, and their families.
I think it's vitally important that if you're going to have an effective community force, it has to be at the local level.
Be a force in your community. Joining community forces can help you give back to service members, veterans, and their families in your neighborhood.
I encourage military and community advocates to reach out and contact your state adjutant generals or governor's office to learn more about your opportunity to become involved and make a difference.
The Arizona Department of Corrections recruits and recognizes a well-trained professional workforce to serve and protect our communities and their crime victims. By effectively employing the field's best security practices and proven pre-release programming, ex-offenders are prepared for release and reintegration as civil and productive citizens. Have you ever wanted a career that offers a wide variety of jobs? One with opportunities to promote to investigator, sergeant,
listen up. Here's your assignments.
or positions within counseling or administration? One with real satisfaction, real benefits, and a great future? A career that is consistently improving public safety and is a flagship agency that sets the standards? The Arizona Department of Corrections is now looking for talented, motivated people to be corrections officers. It takes a special kind of person to meet the professional standards required of a corrections officer. Those chosen will join a law enforcement organization that provides state-of-the-art training and resources to reach your highest potential.
On target! Move! Oh!
The employee benefit package is terrific. Benefit coverage commences shortly after becoming an employee and enrolling. You'll be able to choose from single or family coverage on plans such as medical, dental, vision, and life insurance. Other benefit plans to choose from include short-term disability, as well as medical and dependent care reimbursement accounts. Along with an extensive paid training program, you'll get paid vacations, paid holidays, uniform allowance, long-term disability, and a 20-year retirement plan. The process to begin one of the most challenging careers in law enforcement starts with a screening by a recruiter to ensure that you meet the minimum qualifications for a corrections officer. Afterwards, an appointment will be made for you to complete an application, take written entrance exams, and participate in a formal interview. Upon passing, you will be given a conditional job offer. This offer is contingent upon the successful completion of the hiring process. Once you have successfully completed the hiring process, your next step is in Tucson at the Correctional Officer Training Academy, or CODA for short. Your life as a professional corrections officer begins at CODA. The knowledge, skills, and abilities you learn during the 9-week training program provide a foundation for a great career. You will receive college credit hours from classes that include the latest in correctional management and technology. Curriculum includes instruction in self-defense, firearms, policy and procedures, inmate management, Arizona law, communication skills, first aid, and physical training. Although challenging both physically and academically, once you achieve the requirements, you will have the tools to succeed. A key ingredient in your CODA training will be your on-the-job experience. Prior to and after graduation, you will be assigned a week of on-the-job training at your assigned prison complex, letting you see firsthand the duties and responsibilities of a professional corrections officer. All your hard work and accomplishments will be highlighted in a graduation ceremony. That's when you will receive your badge and take the oath of a corrections officer.
That I will perform faithfully and honorably.
The door to your future is wide open.
When I left the military, what was I looking for in a career? Something that was founded on the similar roots that I felt in the military, sense of family, camaraderie, togetherness, things that you feel in a unit, in an organization. And I felt I found that with First Command. Well, when I was young, my dad was a Marine, enlisted Marine for almost 4 years back in Korea, and he didn't talk about it much, but there was always a sense about him that just seemed together, what we come to know as squared away. That's all I knew about the military, and it wasn't until later growing up and graduating in the 70s from high school that I started to become more interested in finding out what was out in the world. I enlisted in the Navy back in 1980, and with an idea of getting a career doing something and the opportunity to see the world. At the time I left the military, I had opportunities to join some of the big companies out there in the DC area. The set salary, the substantially decent income, all those things intrigued me, and it provided a sense of security as, okay, I could transition from the military career and, in essence, be something very similar with a different uniform, a suit and a tie. What was nice about First Command is I ended up reporting to myself. I could be my own boss. I could set my own schedule. I could do the things that didn't constrain me because I was on the clock of my own. I didn't have to follow a 9-to-5 routine and really work 9 to 9 for someone else. I liked the idea if I was going to put the time and the energy in, that I would be rewarded for those efforts on my own terms. And that was kind of nice, having that flexibility. What appealed to me about being a financial advisor was the ability to not only help people, but to work with them and to be, in essence, part of their lives. The military taught me that the whole service component of taking care of your own, and I feel like that's part of what I do. I take care of the people who I consider my family, and that's my clients.
everybody, it's Chris from Prepared Mind 101. I came out here today to test a few things, and one of those things is a new water filter that I got. And this one I would call this a super filter. It's not a cheap $20 Sawyer Mini. This is one of those filters that's going to do just about as much as you can expect the filter to do. And it's the Puritii Eric's. Now, I'm going to put a lot of information in the description box below, so make sure you check it out. I'm not going to go over all of it right here because apparently I left my spec sheet at home. So I'm going to do part of this video out here, and I'm going to do all the stats and stuff like that once I get back home. But I wanted to come out here where I know the water is not safe to drink, because I just see geese and freaking there's all sorts of crap out here. Water's definitely not pristine. I mean, this is basically a huge wildlife watering hole. But what I like about this is it filters damn near about everything, down to viruses at 99.99%. That's a good filter. That's a filter that you can feel good about in a real emergency. And it does a lot of the chemicals and stuff like that, which I'll get into here at the end of the video. But what's nice about this, I like how it's got this enclosure over the top of the lid to cover up your drinking spout or your bite valve or whatnot. So you open it up, there's the filter unit. So all you're going to do, hand this down here, get that nice water in there. You always want to be careful to make sure that you're not getting contaminated water on your bite valve. But there you go, that's all that is. Come back up, and you can safely drink this water just like that. Flow rate on it's pretty good, and I can say the water tastes excellent. I'd say this tastes just as good as the water that I get out of my homemade Berkey Light system, which that's pretty much all I drink at home is a filtered Berkey water. Put it in Nalgene bottles and steel water bottles and throw them in the fridge, and that's what I drink from. But this tastes just as good as that water, and that's saying a lot, because that's some damn good tasting water. So my big problem with most filters has been there's always something lacking in them. They do all this stuff, but they don't do viruses. They do all this stuff, but they don't do chemicals. This thing does just about everything you could expect it to do. And according to the literature, this has even been tested by, I think, SEAL Team 5, one of those SEAL teams. But you just need to get water quick, make it drinkable. There you go. When it comes to filtering, normally speaking, viruses are not a big issue in Northern America or North America. So you don't have to worry so much about that. But just to be on the safe side, I typically would want to, especially if it was a survival situation, I would want to boil my water anyway, just to be safe. And then use my filter to take all the nasty stuff out and make it more drinkable, taste better. With this, I feel confident I don't need to go boiling it or anything like that, even though there's freaking ducks swimming over there. Ducks probably, you know, taking a dump right now, coming right down toward me where I'm drinking the water. But you know what, duck? I don't care, because I got like a pimped out water filter here, so have at it. So there it goes. I do like the big, it's a tiny thing, but I like this big ring thing that they've got on it, so it's easily clips onto a carabiner. Just carry it on your belt. It's always there. So as long as you can get to water, you can have drinking water. Simple but effective. Now, what's the downside? You're sitting here saying, okay, we've been through this before in the lightning strike video. What's the catch? They're not cheap. It's one of those things where if you want the best, if you want something that is going to take everything that you need to worry about out, it's going to cost a little bit more. I got all that stuff on the spec sheet and things like that. So let me pack up here. I'll get back home, tell you everything that this thing takes out, and hit you with the damage. See, there's that duck that was just trying to use my drinking water as a toilet. I ain't sweating it though.